All right, lads, welcome back to today's video. Today, I'm going to break down my exact abs protocol. Now, I haven't really done many training videos, so I thought I'd walk you through it as this was quite a popular question that I've had on X after the back of my post. And it's kind of ironic that I'm just sat here like talking about abs. I'm going to be talking about it for a good 10 minutes or so, but anyway, this is it. Like, it's not just about the vanity metric. It's about having that discipline, the structure, and all the detail that goes into it. It kind of shows whether you've got control over your training and your lifestyle, right? So this isn't some cookie clutter influencer crappy workout that they show you on Instagram to get likes. This is the exact structure I've used to carve a midsection that stays sharp all year round. So it's going to have short, sharp, disciplined sessions from 5 to 6 times a week. Now, some people argue that's way too much, but I'm going to break down today why I think this is important. Because really, when you really want to build this midsection, the abs, you can't just be thrown at the end. You kind of need to have this as a daily discipline. So when you start training abs with the high frequency, everything else is going to change. So let's get into it. So most guys, they'll hit abs once a week at the end of their chest day, and they wonder why nothing really happens. And that's why their core looks flat. And abs are just like calves as well. They recover quickly and they thrive on frequency. So 5 to 6 times a week, short, sharp sessions. The key really is in the control, right? We need the full contraction, same as anything else, those slow negatives, because you don't just want to be there repping them out. You've got to go in there with intention. Think of it like carving a stone, right? You have that real precision with everything you do, not just effort alone. And the most important thing is that the discipline beats the intensity. Anyone can go hard once, but the guy shows up every single day. He does the reps clean. That's the guy that ends up with the abs that look like armor. As you can see up here, Frank Zane, incredible. Now, I didn't just throw some random ab exercises together. Every movement in here has a very specific purpose. So we start off with the weighted crunches. This builds the density. That's how you get the abs that actually pop under the stage lights or on the beach, whatever. It's not just that flat skin. And then we've got the hanging leg raises. That's your lower abs. For 90% of men, that is the weak point. You can be lean, but if you don't bring up that lower section, your midsection won't look complete. And then we have the stability ball and the cables. They keep that consistent tension. That's what sculpts the details. None of these wasted reps, no resting at the top, not just doing body weight. We're actually putting emphasis on doing these heavy, pure contractions. And then we've got vacuums. And this is where we go kind of old school. Frank Zane made that vacuum pose iconic. It completely trains your transverse abdominis, which is basically the deep core, and it literally pulls your waist tighter, and that's what gives you that X frame, that aesthetic waist to shoulder ratio. So these movements, they're not just random together, they're actually going to come together and give you that armor-plated midsection that you're looking for. So let's start with Sunday. Sundays are about setting the tone for the week. First, we have the weighted crunches. They come first. And I want you guys to think of these as really like the bench press, the incline bench press for your abs. You want to go super heavy, but never get sloppy with ab training. Same with anything else, but you've got to be like these tiny little details, pinning your lower back, driving your rib cage down, squeezing that contraction. That's where this density really, really comes from. So next, we've got hanging knee raises. Now, again, non-negotiable. This is what separates the men who train abs properly from the ones that actually skip it. So these lower abs are definitely the hardest bit to bring up, but when you do it, it gives you that midsection, the blocky, armored look is what we're going for. So you don't want to be swinging. You don't want to let momentum do the work. You just need to be controlling every single rep. And then we have the stability ball crunches. So this is about the stretch and contraction, as always. You want to be laying back, opening up the rib cage, and then curling into the tightest squeeze that you can. So when you do these right, your abs actually light up. You'll really feel it. When I'm training them, it almost feels like someone's punching me in the stomach, and that's the feeling you want to go for. So Sunday's routine hits all three: the density, the lower abs, and the detail. Monday's session is all about the control and the precision. This is why we start with the reverse crunches. But the key is with these, you're not just swinging your legs. You're actually rolling your pelvis up. You're curling the abs and making every single rep count. And that's exactly how we hit the lower abs. Next, we have the decline sit-ups. This is another old school bodybuilding staple. Zane, Arnold, every golden era guy would hammer these. So what I like to do is just add a plate on your chest and then just go slow all the way down. And that negative is where the growth and the detail really comes from. So you really need to put emphasis on that. And then thirdly, the vacuums. Now, if you take one thing from this protocol, let it be this. Vacuums are uncomfortable, but they are literally the secret weapon for a tight aesthetic waist. So you want to start by emptying your lungs. You pull that belly button into your spine and hold that, right? And Frank Zane would absolutely swear by these. And that's why his waistline still looks insane decades later. So Monday is not just another ab day. It's here. We're building strength. We're building that depth. And we're building the aesthetics all in one. Tuesday is all about control tension and rotational strength. So we start with the cable rope crunches. But the thing with these, don't just hinge at the hips. You want the spine flexion. You want the curling down and also actually squeezing your abs as hard as you possibly can at the bottom. So you'll see as I'm talking about all these, it's not just going through the motions. You've got to be super mindful and almost you want to be visualizing what's going on internally to make the most amount of progress. So then we move into the cable wood choppers. This is where you train that rotation. A lot of guys will ignore this, but you don't want to be pulling with your arms. You actually you want to be rotating from your core, right? So this builds that sharp oblique line, and that also will translate into this athletic power as well. And then finally, we finish with planks. This is a classic, but it's very underrated when you do this properly. So hips level, we want the glutes engaged and keeping those abs braced the entire time. You can add some side planks if you want to step it up, but really you don't want to be doing too many of those because we want that nice V-shaped physique, right? And Tuesday really is just about carving the detail, carving that, throwing in some stability, and this will make everything else feel stronger. Wednesday, again, is about repetition. Most guys will get bored. They'll chase these new shiny ab exercises every single week, and that's why they never carve anything worth showing. But as you probably know by now from the theme of this, the mastery comes from just drilling the basics again and again and again. You just think of it like sculpting, right? Every rep is another strike of the chisel. So just have that consistency over time and the results will pay off. Thursday is all about control under tension. The hanging leg raises, slow on the way down, no swinging. And this is where you carve out that deep lower ab detail. So we combine that with the decline sit-ups with weight. Again, very smooth, deliberate. Don't throw weight around. Don't jerk your way through it. Treat it like a press for your core. And then again, we have vacuums. They're uncomfortable, but they're the secret to that. As I said in the previous slide, a secret to that tight classic frame. So start small, build yourself up with these. And then over time, you'll see that waistline really tighten up. Friday is about closing the week with intent. Rope crunches again, loading it heavy, but don't just hinge at the hips. Actually really round the spine and squeeze like you're trying to fold yourself in half. The side oblique crunches, controlled, no twisting your lower back. And then we throw in some extra planks again. This is very simple, but they really separate that sharp from soft look, right? So think about pulling so when I'm doing the plank, I'm also pulling my elbows towards my toes. You lock in your whole frame in that place. And we're just ending the week with more discipline, and you'll feel that carry into everything else you do as well. Saturday is completely optional, but I treat it like brushing my teeth. Just some light crunches, some vacuums, and that is really it. Think of it just like active recovery. You're not just chasing failure, you just reinforce the habit of training. You're flushing blood into the muscle. You're keeping the waist tight. So really the goal of this is just having that rhythm, the discipline, and that overall way of keeping things staying connected. So that's how you really build these abs that last all year round, right? Rather than just in the summer. This is the Achilles difference between having the skinny abs versus abs like slabs. They aren't just a muscle group that you smash once a week. They're a daily discipline, like brushing your teeth, as I said, like stepping out for fresh air every day. Day after day, you carve them until your waist looks like stone, that it looks like the Greek god Achilles. And I'll be honest with you, I used to think that these compounds were enough. I barely trained abs, but really I was wrong. The more frequent that I hit them, the tighter and more aesthetic my waist became, and that's what unlocked the difference. And that's why I made this video. So if this breakdown helped, drop me a like, comment below, and let me know if there's anything else you'd want to hear from me, if it's mindset, health, training related. And make sure you subscribe for the next one, because I'm putting a lot of time and effort into these. But let me know what you want me to cover, and I'll build it out for you. Big love, lads. Thanks for watching the video. Peace.